Did you know that some Marxists actually see religion as a force of change and not supporting the powerful as Marx suggested?
Well, no. But there is something in the ideas of Gramsci that make it possible for religion to be used as a way to stir class consciousness amongst the working class.
Yes, Sam. Gramsci did argue that ruling class hegemony could always be undermined by a counter-hegemony. All it needs is organic intellectuals to get the ball rolling.
I can see that. Many involved in religion have been close to the oppressed and have aimed to explain their situation and support them.
This is true. And religions have been a powerful vehicle for this. Organic intellectuals have been key to encouraging an awareness amongst the oppressed.
And in turn enabled them to develop a class consciousness and develop action to change their lives.
Yes, Sam. This appreciation that ideology is not such a deterministic force as humans have consciousness and are not puppets as traditional Marxism implies.
There are many examples of this, aren't there? The most obvious for me is Martin Luther King Jr., who used Christian teachings in the Black civil rights protests in 1960s America.
Yes. Lessons about equality and the teachings of Jesus were used very effectively by King. Free at last. Free at last. Free at last.
I am thinking about the way the Catholic priests defended the poor in Latin America and gave them a voice against the dictators there, fighting to end poverty.
Yes, liberation theology as it known. Great men like Oscar Romero, who was assassinated by a death squad in El Salvador. The Pope wasn't happy with these troublesome priests, was he?
No. Much was written about this by Maduro.
Catholic priests were also key players in Northern Ireland in the 1960s and 70s, but more visibly in Poland in 1980 when challenging communism and Soviet influence there.
A clear example of religion providing the oppressed with a voice there.
It was. And what about the Iranian Revolution in 1979, where Ayatollah Khomeini led the Islamic resistance against the Shah and his wealthy Western backers?
And going back a bit, wasn't the Labour Party founded within the Methodist Christian movement in Britain?
Along with the birth of the trades union movement? Yes, it was. You can trace this back to the radicalism of the levelers and the diggers if you want.
Core. So maybe Gramsci has something. Religion can be used to promote social change and support the oppressed rather than control them.
This is so, Sam. It is always wise to keep an eye on how theories evolve.
So true, Anne. So true.